Have you ever been afraid to look behind you? To look behind you at what you've done in the past? Maybe some way that you've hurt somebody or something that you feel ashamed about doing. It can be really scary to lift our eyes to see those things that we've done in the past. But the problem about never looking back is that often those things that we run from end up running us somehow. Have you ever found yourself saying, "How did I get myself into this mess again?" The universe seems to create over and over again the same situation until we figure it out. So in the story today, I want to share with you a secret about what the Lord says to do to take a quick look back and move forward with our life. Never have to look back again. Be done with that issue. Now this story is about Moses. Moses, who the Lord has chosen to lead his people out of their slavery in Egypt. In this story, he's just left Egypt and they run into their first obstacle, the Red Sea. And they look behind them and they see something that brings them great fear. And the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians were traveling after them, and they were in great fear. And the children of Israel cried out to Jehovah, and they said to Moses, "Were there no graves in Egypt, since you have taken us away to die in the wilderness?" And Moses said to the people, "Have no fear, stand firm and see the salvation of Jehovah." And Jehovah said to Moses, "Why do you cry to me? Speak to the children of Israel and let them go forward. And you lift up your rod and stretch your hand over the sea and divide it. And let the children of Israel come into the middle of the sea on dry ground." And so Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. And the children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, Egyptians. Now, Egyptians are great people in real life. But this story is about something deeper in each of our lives. Egyptians, on a spiritual level, represent the old life. That life that keeps chasing us. That life that we've been unwilling to take a look at and really figure out to get past it. Now, lifting their eyes in this story represents a process that we can do called self-examination, where we lift our eyes to that thing that we've done and learn what needs to be learned and begin a new life. Now, something you need to know about God is that God does not want us to dwell in shame. He doesn't want us to stay in the pain of those things we've done. And there's nothing in him that wants to punish us. These are all things that we do to ourselves over and over again. But what God does want is he wants us to take a look at the things we've done in our past so that we can learn the lesson and move ahead. To go forward, as he says in this story. Now, here's the challenge if you choose to take it. At some point in your life, I want you to take a piece of paper, write down what you did. Write down all the thoughts and the excuses that went along with this thing. And lastly, I want you to write down where this thing is going to take you in your life if you don't face it. What's the hell it's brought into your life, and what's the hell that it's going to keep bringing into your life if you don't face it. Now, after you're done this, I want you to take one last look at that piece of paper, crumple it up, and throw it in the trash. And then I want you to pray. I want you to tell God exactly what you did. I want you to pray for the strength to change. And I want you to begin a new life. Now, I know this can be really scary for a lot of you, especially if you've never done this before. But God will be with you in the process. And this is a process about finding hope. There's some things in our life we might have never felt hope about getting past. This is a process that can remove any of those things and help us to begin again. Now, in our story, we left Moses with his hand stretched out over the waters. And what happened in the story is that those waters parted, and the children of Israel walked through the bottom of that sea to the other side, and the waters closed behind them, and their old life was gone forever. Can you imagine the excitement they would have felt staring out into that new life ahead of them, their old life behind them forever? This is the same kind of joy we can feel in our life if we're willing to do these few steps, to lift our eyes to that problem, to admit that it was wrong, to raise our hands to God and ask Him for the power to change, and then to move forward into our new life. Go forward.